And it's Barbie on the corner, captain or co-captain of Acid, creating some progress. We heard the bamboozle go off as well on the hillbilly. We totally need to work like that. Will they get this one? They will, but it doesn't matter because this chainsaw is coming around the corner. It does get to Volga letting it go here. Looking for maybe just an auto attack instead. Bloodlust has come on. Should catch up quickly. Is there powder on this corner? This pallet does have the corner. This corner does have the pallet, and so Barbie able to drop that barely in time. Doesn't drop this one actually. Didn't go up the stairs. Should take a hit in the back here. Might take a chainsaw in the back here instead of a hit. And kind of almost owning her fate, recognizing she couldn't get on the car in time. Stopping, and it takes that hit there. Is the basement in this building? It is in the main building. Let me see if that's a play for Volga. Looks like it will be. Oh my goodness. Hillbilly doesn't have as much basement camping presence as maybe some of these other killers necessarily. But still never going to be hooked in a basement nearby. There's a lot of progress on this generator. We actually hear it being let go. Ruin activates immediately, and Corrupt Intervention was there. That generator gets done, so we now know 3 of the 4 killer perks between Corrupt Intervention, Ruin, and Bamboozle. Don't know the last one just yet. We'll find out maybe at some point in time in this game. With that hook coming through, that's 1 point there. Chainsaw actually back towards the hook to defend it. Hits that. That we used to see somebody. I didn't see who that was. Was that Ickman Carbon? Heading for the save, maybe not. Actually, out the door, so there might be another survivor in the area. And it is. But again, into a box is Volga. We see a survivor now heading back to the station again. Barbie hasn't hit base. He get off the close. Didn't hit it. He will chainsaw straight to the basement, though, and actually hit the ceiling. The survivors will try to run out of here, and Barbie will go down. Barbie gets picked right back up. Is there a decisive? There's not. So back in the basement we go. I only saw 1 survivor run out of here, though. Is it possible somebody's in a locker down here? That's 2 points. We'll update that in a second. Okay. I thought I only saw 1 person run. I was going to say if somebody's in a locker down there, that would have been knuckin' futz, as they say. 2-2 in the points right now. This count might go down. Doesn't go down. Holds on to the chainsaw bit. Hides the light. We'll go for a sprint. Don't think we get to the Fang. The chainsaw's getting awfully close to overheating as well. Fang in this area here. 3-Vox team captain. Trying to help out and loop a bit as well. Going through the lock. Doesn't think. Firecracker goes down. Volga looks up immediately. Good recognition of that right there. Chainsaw sprint comes through. Unhook comes out in the basement as well. Will Volga go for that? Yes, they will. Defend the basement hook yet again. Borrowed time is on Barbie this time. We know she doesn't have decisive strike, although she would have used it last time in theory. And so she is able to get out, and we're basically at a reset spot in the map right now. But Barbie's actually still here. Went back through the building again. And Barbie under pressure yet again. Only 1 generator completed so far. 2-2 are the points. This pal's got to come down. Another generator gets completed. Barbie goes up the stairs. Can a teammate take the hit? Fang gets in the way. 3-Vox Acid gets in the way. And Acid 3-Vox will go down. Team captain take it. A chainsaw in the bag for the teammate. But it doesn't matter right now. Volga is tunneling onto Barbie right now. If Barbie goes down here and we can get this kill, she'll be out of the game. It'll turn into a 3v2, or 3v1, which will be almost insurmountable this early in the game. And it looks like we might get hit here in the back. The vault comes through, but it's not enough, and she will go down here. And we will update the points here. Acid does get, excuse me, Volga. Oh my goodness. 3-Vox does get back up. Barbie does go down for sure, though. It is 4-4 now, this early on, and that's got to favor the killer. With 3 generators left and a sprint across the map, almost catches onto Karabin. Drops a pallet in the face of the Killbilly as well. And the loop begins again, going straight through the pallet and looking for some more pressure. V's in the area. Might take a chainsaw, might take an M1. It looks like it's going to be a chainsaw. Gets around the rock. What hit? That tree hit? Okay, Volga's... I understand, Volga. We all saw that. That was rough. That would have been a lot of pressure. Maybe insurmountable. This is an interesting loop that we've got going on right here, though. Ickman Krabben deciding to leave it, though, in the end here. Generator progress on this one right here. We actually hear the whining of 3-Voxers in the area still, and we'll get taken down here and possibly straight into the basement as well. Keep in mind, none of the 3 survivors still alive have been hooked at all yet. We do see 3-Voxers about to get their first hook, though. This will be point number 5 for Saloedi. Volga doing work on the hillbilly right now, showing some diversity in the killer pool. And right back out on the hunt. And Ruin's still doing some work, by the way, which just gets cleansed now. The generator did stop regressing, so no undying for that. So that is Ruin gone, Corrupt gone. We know that there's Bamboozle. We don't know the last killer perk. This will lead to Volga needing to manually smack some generators. Breaking counts right now is Volga, Karabin, and Claudiel. Missing right now. Nia and Claudette, Karabin and V's. Not sure where they're at right now. They might be on this generator right here. This has got a lot of progress on it suddenly. And it was. So Karabin was here, sprint bursting away. Generator just completed on the opposite side of the map, and it looks like the camp or the proxy camp comes out again. Volga sprints across the map. And if you're Team Metro and you're watching this, you've got to think to yourself, the strategy here is, for Volga at least in this match, was to get that early kill and get that camp going on. So you've got to think, if somebody goes down in the team, you know just how it's generated, right? Chainsaw being revved, deciding not to rev it because it's downstairs, we don't have that issue again. And it will be a hit right onto V's. Does V's have borrowed time becomes the question. 3vox is running away from this as fast as possible. Just waiting out the borrowed time, if it exists right now, is Volga. This is, okay, so maybe decisive. A generator does get completed, by the way. And there is a decisive strike, okay. So that makes sense. Survivors did complete a generator, so that's going to be point number 8. We did also see 3vox just didn't get back up. I've got to adjust our killer points as well. They should have 6. We'll do it as soon as this chase is done. A good dead hard, but it's not going to be enough. It was just a tiny bit too long in order to curve it into the pallet. And Volga will go down. Excuse me, not Volga. 3vox will go down here. I don't know why I keep saying the wrong names right now. I'm sorry about that. So Acid 3vox does die. So 2 survivors dead. So that is now 8 points to 8 points here. I never updated the points. It's easy to keep track of the tally, though, with the counter on the bottom left-hand corner. Wow, that was awfully close to hitting, but didn't. Sprint first does go in for Karabin. This pallet is right here. Can they get it down in time? They decide not to drop the pallet. Decide to vault through the window. Will probably take a hit in the back. No, actually, not taking a hit in the back. Remember, Bamboozle is one of the perks that Volga is running. This pallet is just right here. Volga protecting it. Actually, opting to go back towards this generator, which is the right call, as V's is on the generator working on it. It's so close to being done, but it isn't just yet. Opting to kick it here. There is no pop goes the weasel. We still don't know what the 4th perk is for the killer, but we know that it's not pop. V's has not been hooked. Karabin has not been hooked. We can assume one of them has deliverance because it wasn't used yet as well. It's just a matter of did they get the unhook. We're going to leave V's on the ground coming right now. We did just see Karabin sprint across our view right there. Curve to the right here. Where did Karabin go? We don't know. We also don't know if an Unbreakable was used or not yet. It stays 8 to 8 for now since the lack of a hook on a V's has come. Or has not. Yeah, a lack of a hook has come. Double negative. Not here. Not today. Can't speak words, but grammar's okay. V's does get back up. Both survivors probably in that area. We do see one running. That was V's to cover the way they were running, whether they look like they are wounded or hurt or injured, or whatever the technical term for Dead by Daylight is. Blood on the ground right here, going back the opposite way. Don't know where Karabin is. This generator is still around the same level it was when we first saw it, maybe a little bit less. Hatch, by the way, we just saw is at the Killer Shack. V's on the outside of this wall right here. Probably vaulted. Bamboozle goes up. Cannot use that again. Opting to rev the chainsaw. Deciding not to rev the chainsaw. Remember, we can just swing and hit, and we will. V's goes down again. The last generator does get completed, and we actually drop V's instead of hooking. Interesting decision there. And we're on the hunt. Karabin can only run for so long. And it's unfortunate because we do know where the hatch is, at least the killer Volga does, and we do as spectators. Pallet does go down, and that will be a down there because nobody escapes death. is the last perk the killer is running. This hook will come through for Volga. We'll also add those points on for the survivors. So Acid with a significantly better showing. Getting as many points as they did in the last 2 rounds as they did this round. And we're going to leave and stand right here. These might have the deliverance. Volga happy to stand here in the meantime and find out. And this is a smart play by Volga to make sure that the deliverance, if it does exist, is on this character, this survivor. Backing off a tiny bit. They still know where the other player is. Robin does get up. So that's unbreakable. And V's does unhook himself. So they're both still in it. Acid is still in it. I was ready to write it off, and that was not the case. Volga on the chase. Should get this down here. This window is blocked off as well. So Karabin does go down. Now the hunt for Volga begins again. Volga hunting for V's does begin. There was a scratch mark right there on that wall. There are more over here. So they will go down again. The Unbreakable is just used. Deliverance is just used. And what was a Hail Mary play that almost worked? Looks all for naught right now. As Volga is on the hunt for V's and will get the down. These hooks will come through, and that'll bring Acid up to 16 points total if all goes well. So it would be 16-8 heading to the next one. Karabin stands up. How did it happen? I don't know, but Karabin's up again. We'll update our killer points. Maybe point number 9. $10 points to 9 points right now, but the killer points are deceptive. More points will follow suit. And we do know where the hatch is, but you've also got to protect the exit gates now. Sprinting right to the hatch is Volga. And look who's already there. It's Karabin. Wow, super well played. Super, super, super well played by Acid to pull that out there in the end. And we'll update the points accordingly. So, that is going to be point number... I forget exactly. I think it's 12. And by the way, just for the record, this way I'm not just guessing. I am watching the stream, which is on a minute delay, to make sure that I'm doing this correctly. Yeah, so there's one more point for the hook, then one more for the hook state and the death. And the escape will bring Acid survivor points up from 10 to 11. And then Karabin was never hooked. So 3 more points for not being hooked. So we're actually heading into this one with Acid at 14 and Saloedi at 12. So super well played there by Acid to pull those points back out. Think about it. There were 2 survivors dead super early, and there were 2 survivors down at one point in time, but they got up and kept moving. Super, super, super well played. Saloedi has to pull some stuff out here as survivors. They were able to in their first game, obviously. We'll see if they can do it again. So what's poppin'? Pulling out a nurse. Corrupt intervention already going as well. What's poppin'? Needs a good early start. Getting that early start as a killer is so important. We do see a survivor lingering in this area for what's poppin'. That looked like Terrifier playing Jeff yet again. Looking this way, looking that way. Getting the wall. Second blink as well. Oh my goodness, that was so close. And it does hit Terrifier in the back here. Terrifier's going to run away. A long blink in this direction. One more one. And again, for those of you playing along at home or watching and seeing what's going on, 12 to 12 is because of the penalty for the wrong map selection. Jeff, Terrifier running in this direction here. What's poppin' needs to get it down here very quickly. And does end up getting it. So that's huge. It's a huge start for what's poppin'. Absolutely need to get that this early on to apply pressure elsewhere on the map and have a great start. Survivors haven't been seen yet. If there are survivors that have doubled up, a generator should be finished up any moment now. We don't know if there are. as of right now, the only perk that the killer is running is Corrupt Intervention. There is some progress on this generator over here. The survivors actually do know that Sloppy Butcher is being used as well. That's been called out. And that's a charge of Pop Goes the Weasel. So Pop, Sloppy, and Corrupt. Don't know the last perk. Now we do. It's Tinkerer. So the entire build has been revealed. That the killer is running. Terrifier gets unhooked. This generator has not been completed just yet, though. There's got to be somebody in the vicinity. No scratch marks, but there they are. Over there. That is Sheldon, team captain for Acid. Terrifier does get killed, by the way. And as he gets killed, Sheldon takes a hit in the back. 13 to 12. Only one hook so far. A few minutes into this match. No generators completed a few minutes into this match. Great dead hard there from Sheldon to avoid that hit. See Crow fly away to the left. There's another survivor in this area, but it doesn't matter. Sheldon will end up going down from this, and that'll give Acid back to their 14 points here. The generator gets completed, so that's going to be 14 to 14 right now, and Tinker did go off as well. Right in the vicinity, though, so this should be able to be stopped, and with the Pop Goes the Weasel charge sitting around ready to go, wouldn't be surprised if it gets used here from What's Poppin'. And that is going to be the case. 14 to 14 right now. Acid and Saloedi battling for a spot in the finals. If Saloedi wins this map here, they will go and compete against Metro. Acid needs to win this one and then the next one in our third set to have a chance. We will draw the map sets live, by the way, after this if necessary. And if this ends in in two games, we will draw them from the unselected ones as well as game 3. So it'll be from four different map sets we'll see. But we don't get too ahead of ourselves. Bit of a camp on a Sheldon here seems to be the meta almost. That's an explosion on a generator. That was not Tinkerer right there. That is a Tinkerer right there. So What's Poppin' slowly backing away from Sheldon. Sheldon patiently sitting on the hook. Does Sheldon hit phase 2? Sheldon does hit phase 2. Another point onto Acid. Sheldon does get down now as well. Jeff doubling back. Another long blink. It is going to hit. The chase continues. A generator gets completed as well. So it's going to be point number 15 for the killer. And then points number 16 for the survivors coming in here. And this game is still up for grabs. And a good hit on a Terrifier. What's Poppin's able to get that one. At this point in time, as the killer, it could go either way, but you need to get a survivor killed. If I'm What's Poppin', I am tunneling Sheldon and trying to get them out of the game. They're the only survivor to hit phase 2. And the generator explodes over here with Tinkerer knowledge. He does have a charge of Pop Goes the Weasel. Blinks once, doesn't blink a second time. The generator is not going to be completed if it's somebody trying to stick it there. It does get popped. Terrifier does get unhooked. Survivors have the ability to regroup. What's Poppin' looking for somebody in the area? There's a Dwight right there. Second blink. That's an interesting interaction. Does go through, barely. It says both blink charges are back. They're not. Now they are. You guys can't see how they're lovely smoke hiding our killer perks and add-ons, which is adjusted from the first time since we didn't do it. It's still kind of showing when you pick somebody up. Very frustrating, but it's okay. My graphic designer is the best. If anybody needs a graphic designer, I got a guy who's an absolute legend. This generator has more progress on it. We see Anley in the area. Tinker activates on a different generator on the other side of the map. And that's the second one, possibly, unless we drew up the generator. A good blink. The second one lands the hit on Anley. Trying another blink right away, but doesn't have the second one ready to go. So many generators are activating from Tinker right now that we could quite literally see 3 generators, 1, 2, 3 get done. There's one. That hit doesn't land. That's point number 18 now for the survivors. Point number 20 should be coming soon if that generator being finished. And then with the Tinker going off is any indication. Sheldon's right here. That's the person you need to tunnel right now. What's poppin'? You need to get Sheldon out of this game. You need to get a survivor out of this game to have a chance. You don't have a second blink. You do your second blink and you land it onto Sheldon. You've got to hook Sheldon immediately. No good hook nearby. It's going to be a bit of a journey to get to one. Oh, this generator is so close to being done. And there's going to be a pop charge used right on it immediately after the hook comes through. That's point 16 for the hook and 17 for the kill. That generator gets popped. And this game is going to come absolutely down to the wire. Until just a moment ago, it was looking like it was going to go to Saloedi's favor. But after that kill, it's now 3 survivors against 1 with 2 generators left. That's what you aim for as a kill to be in this situation. The only issue is only the other 2 survivors have been hooked once. 1 survivor alive still hasn't been hooked at all. This generator back here looks like it's pumping a bit. Blink up onto the hill. Can't find the survivor. This is one that Anley was on before, but there's no blood in the area. No pop goes a weasel charge, just some regression going. Anley does get healed somewhere, by the way, across the map. This generator with no progress on it. And with a nurse, you could set up a 3-gen right here with these 3 generators. This generator over there still regressing, by the way. 3 survivors, 2 generators, 1 killer. This is going to be a long one with the situation that the survivors have got themselves into. We see Anley hiding right there. First blink is right on target almost. The second blink was let go of too soon with too little information. And Anley's able to escape this chase for now. Did have sprint burst, but Anley's taking him to the opposite side of the map. What's Poppin recognizes that with Tinker charge and blinks in that direction. That was Nico T. We haven't seen him too much. He's been pounding out generators this game. We see more scratches over there. So we've got Jeff over here as well. Terrifier in the area as well. They've stayed together instead of splitting up. Good blink there. A second one barely misses. Swung a little too soon, I think, What's Poppin did. Not a full lunge there. 1 blink charge in the pocket. Second one's about to come back. Does come through. But blink once and hit Terrifier. That blink charge is actually back now as well. So can do 2. 1. The second one is going to land on a Terrifier. And not a charge of Pinker has gone off yet. The survivors still haven't gotten a generator to the point that they need to. And now that they have, it is looking like this game is going to be coming down to the wire, just like the last one. A generator completed. A hook goes up. And that's Terrifier dead, actually. So the killer's points will go to 19. And the survivors just completed a generator. They'll go up to 20. So it is 20 to 19. And it is coming down to the wire here. Nico T and Anley have yet to be hooked. The generator gets completed. Saloedi goes up to 22 points now. And they're looking to get out. If you're the survivors, you've got to split up and go to 2 opposite exits and just leave. No bonus points will come. So the most amount of points for Acid, at least, the most amount of points that Acid's killer can get is 6. If they're able to go ahead and get the kills and they down Anley right by a hook in a jungle gym, you throw up on a hook and you've got to look for what's next. If you're Nico T, you've got to be at an exit trying to get out right now. And he is. That is point number 20. Right now for the killer. Nico T leaves. That is going to be point number 23 for the survivors and Saloedi. And with Anley going down, that's going to be 3 more points going over to Acid. So Acid goes up to 23. But the problem is there were 3 hooks that were not attained. Nico didn't get hooked once, and that bumps Saloedi up to 26 to end it. And Saloedi will advance to the finals against Acid. Excuse me, will advance to the finals over Acid in a nail biter, and in a weird way, I'm happy that those 2 points that Acid had taken away from them didn't affect the score. It would have been 26 to 25 with the map selection being incorrect there. But it is Saloedi that will be moving on to the finals against Metro. Those games will begin immediately.